That lot down on the coast must be absolutely shitting their pants because we are class. And we're expecting another win. It's a Southampton match preview, so stick around. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, Newcastle fans. If you are, welcome back. If you are new, and this is the first ever time you've been on one of these videos, do me a favour now, just to be nice, even if you haven't watched the video yet all the way through, and give us one of them. It goes a long way, gets us into that Newcastle United YouTube search bar kind of algorithm. I don't know. It helps though, so be nice. Just drop us a little thumbs up. And if you are new and you like this video by the end of it, whack that subscribe button. You'll be notified every single time one goes on. And yes, Black and White Banter is on every single social media channel, and there is content on there every single day. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. Do it now. Search, well, not now, because that'll mean you stop watching the video, but just give it a search when you get a second. So here we are, the last away game. Last away game before the Winter World Cup. Makes me a little bit sad. When a season is going as good as this, it's typical sod's law for Newcastle. And I'll touch on whether it's a positive or a negative in a second, that the season gets sort of halted in the most bizarre circumstances for the first time ever with this Winter World Cup, which, you know, in my opinion is a bit ridiculous. The country it's in is ridiculous. But I'm not going to get on political World Cup issues or FIFA related issues now. But yeah, it's kind of sod's law because the momentum has just never stopped with this team. We look better defensively every week. We look better going forward every week. Callum Wilson's found his shooting boots again. And we just look unstoppable. There is not one team in the Premier League at the moment that I fear. We've played Man City, matched them, played the Liverpools, played the Man Uniteds, played the Tottenhams. We haven't played Arsenal yet, who are obviously top. That's coming in the new year, but I don't fear them neither. I think we can really give them a good game because of that defensive back five that we have. So here we are, Southampton, long trip down to the coast. 2 o'clock kick-off on a Sunday. I am going down for this one. I have got my ticket. Very early bus. Not so much of a party bus when it's about 16 hours of travel in total there and back, but it's the last one. Couldn't miss it. And yeah, if bus is the way I've got to get down, then bus is the way I've got to get down. It's the last time I'm going to see a lot of the lads for a while as well. And I'm going down there fully confident. As I started this video, we are expecting to put in a shift in these sorts of games now. Southampton, for me, is an opposition team, very up and down. I feel like they are still a team, and their fans probably feel the same. You don't know what Southampton you're getting. Are you getting the Southampton that go toe-to-toe with Arsenal like they recently did at St Mary's? Or are you getting the Southampton that go to places like Tottenham earlier in the season and get battered and just look very mediocre? I don't think Southampton are that great defensively. I really don't. I think they've got some good players in midfield. I'm quite a fan of Ward-Prowse. I know he splits opinions. Some people think he's just a set-piece taker. I think he's actually quite a good central midfielder. They've got some flair players on either side. And, you know, they may cause us problems up front as well. And, of course, there's a well-known Geordie in that team who didn't quite make it at Newcastle, who will be busted along to get on the score sheet with all his family watching, Mr. Adam Armstrong. So who knows? He'll be fired up for this one, and he is getting a bit of game time this season. He is playing a fair few minutes for them. But I don't fear them at all. I really don't. After watching us in recent weeks, obviously last week, absolutely obliterating Aston Villa. We've obliterated Brentford recently. We've gone toe-to-toe in Tottenham's backyard and sent them packing. And these teams, a team like Southampton, isn't as good as these teams we've played in some of these recent matches, in my opinion anyway. I think Southampton, like I say, you just don't know which team you're going to get. The team, for me, the Newcastle team, picks itself. I think, generally speaking, we'll touch on midfield in a second, but that back four, don't change a thing. Pope, Trippier, Botman, Shah, Burn, keep them as a brick wall at the back. I think Eddie Howe, I don't even think going into games now, unless he's got an injury, Eddie Howe's even having to give his back five a second thought. He really isn't. He's just boom, 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 boom. Obviously, rumours Dan Burn's getting in that England squad. Hey, if that's true, that's absolutely fantastic. I was a little bit on the fence whether he was England quality, but then when you look at the kind of players who are getting picked for England, I think think Dan Burn, based off form, based off how this back five that he's playing in is performing, and based off generally how solid he's been since he's come into the football club, he massively gets in there over the likes of like Mings, who I thought was diabolical last week, and Harry Maguire, who I know plays well for England in spells, but hasn't been cutting the mustard in the Premier League for a very long time now. So all big up Dan Burn. If that's true, I'll be absolutely over the moon. Now midfield, Joe Linton is obviously suspended for this one, which I'm gutted about, because that man, especially away from home, is an absolute brick shithouse. He really is. So, sorry, I've just lost my microphone there. Yeah, he picks himself. Have I lost my microphone? Sorry, it's a technical glitch, Newcastle fans. Anyone still watching this far? There it is, there it is. Oh, got a bit of a wobble of the camera there as well. Yes, Joe Linton is out, so the big debate, I think, going into this game for most Newcastle fans and for Eddie Howe is who comes in to replace Joe Linton. It's a difficult one for me, and the only point I'm going to make going into this match, there's a lot of people going to say St. Maximin on the left-hand side and keep Willock, Bruno and Longstaff, and then play Maximin, Almiron, Wilson. Yes, on paper that sounds good, and Maximin will be chomping at the bit to get back in the team, but I am intrigued to see how Alan St. Maximin changes the dynamic of this side. We are now built, in the time he's been injured, on a foundation of absolutely solid hard work. We defend as a team, we break as a team, we attack as a team, and there's a lot of retention of the ball as well. Alan St. Maximin, as much as he has started passing the ball a little bit more this season, in what I've noticed, still likes to take on 2-3 players and still will lose the ball. Is that a bit of a risk away from home? I don't know. All I'm interested to see is whether the dynamic of that midfield changes when a flair player like Maximin's playing. Maximin and Joe Linton could not be more opposites, I think, in terms of a player to bring in, especially for a match away. So Maximin can do things that excite us. He can create chances out of nothing, and he's great on the counter-attack as well and carrying the ball up the pitch, the same as Joe Willock is. But I don't know whether I'd start him. I honestly don't. I think defensively it could cause them a lot of problems. But I'm leaning a little bit more towards Shelvey. I really am. Shelvey in that centre, and maybe stick like Joe Willock out on the left with his will and run and his graft. I don't know. And then Maximin is an impact substitute, depending on how the first half goes. I know that's going to cause a lot of a split opinion in Newcastle fans, because St. Maximin is lauded by so many, but I just think this team is built on retaining the ball and stifling crowds away from home with possession football, and I want that to continue. And I'm not saying I never want to see St. Maximin back in, I just don't know whether an away game like this, when he's not fully match sharp, is the game to throw him back in from the start. But I don't know, please let me know your comments. So I would certainly go with Willock on the left-hand side and Shelvey in that centre. So Willock on a front three, and then Bruno, Longstaff, and Shelvey. God, my memory's going back. It's this microphone falling down. It's throwing me off on this video. So that's my team. But I'm going there fully confident. Callum Wilson is desperate to keep impressing before that final World Cup squad is announced. Almiron, just pass the ball to him. He is in the form of his life. And God, he's 5-1 with some bookies to score first. 5-1. Could be giving away free money. So that team picks itself, apart from that change for Joe Linton. That's the only change we need to make, and I'm going to be intrigued to see what Eddie Howe does with that. I'm backing a win. Last away game, last 2 Premier League matches before the World Cup, and then let's reassess once we finish with Chelsea next Saturday. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Newcastle win, same as when we played them last season. We don't know what Southampton team we're going to play. I don't think anyone does when we come to places like this. So let's just see how they go, but it's all about stifling that crowd. First 20 minutes, all of the ball, get at them at the other end. Their crowd goes quiet, they get a bit nervous, and they are going to be dreading playing Newcastle United on Sunday. Dreading it. We are one of the most informed teams in Europe. So the momentum's with us, so let's get at them, and that's why I expect us to win. 2-1 I'm going for. Maggie's also back to win. I always stick with my girl. She's going for a Newcastle win as well. Let me know in the comments, Newcastle fans, your score predictions, who you'd bring in for Joe Linton. And those are the 2 things I want. Chuck a first score in for us as well. Why not? And if you have liked this video, Newcastle fans, drop down, give us a like, and give us a little subscribe. Go on, why not? Why not? I will be doing a match vlog because I'm travelling down. Plenty fan interviews, plenty videos from inside St Mary's all the way down on the coast. So stick around for that one, and that's the video that I'll touch down with you next time for, where hopefully the video involves me celebrating like mad after 16 hours of travel because the Toon are still in them Champions League places and 3 points better off. I'll see you on the next video. Away the lads!